Hello, this is Mark here at Gary's Guitars, and I'm here to talk about stringing your guitar. Lots of controversy out there. There is no one right way to do it, but there are lots of wrong ways to do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's look at some examples, and let's show you how I like to do it. And this is will be on a standard. We're going to do this on a Martin, but you know, for Fender Electric, Gibson Electric, classicals are done differently. But we will address my dreaded Luthier's knot, which a lot of people insist is the only way to do it, and I insist is the only way not to do it. So, let's get into it, look at some examples, and talk about not only how I do it, but why I do it that way. So, let's start with this little example of how not to do it. Let's check out this low E string here. Way too many windings on the post. I like to cut off the excess string. It technically doesn't matter either way. Some people like that little bit of extra resonance they get out of having the long string ends. But, totally wrong. You see how it kind of ends at the top of the post? There's not enough downward pressure here. We gotta kind of maximize our downward pressure here to get a nice tight pressure against the nut to make this thing stay in tune and sound good and not buzz. So what this will do is, because the string is kind of wound over itself and all that kind of stuff, it's going to make it hard to get in tune, and it's going to make this low string sound bad, maybe buzz a little, not intonate well. It all comes from here. So this one, the next one down, the person had kind of the right idea, because they wound the string consecutively down. And the important thing is consecutive windings. This one, not so bad. I think he just had less excess string to deal with. So here's where it all starts, the bridge. Let's not damage our bridge or our bridge plate that's on the inside. So here's our pin. Whoop, there we go. I'm not looking in the camera. Bridge pin. Here's the ball end. You stick it in. You put the grooved side of the bridge pin forward, and you pull up gently on that as you push down on the bridge pin. You don't want to see the winding poking up through there. You want it to the bridge pin to gently lock itself against the inside, but not so much that you're going to chew anything up. So nice and easy. And let's go up to the other end. Okay, so now stick the string through the hole. That's easy. Some people like to line up all their holes ahead of time, just so they but it doesn't really matter. The important thing is we have to leave enough slack to get about 2 to 3 winds. 2.5, 3 is okay. How do we know to do that? Well, I like to use as a measurement the width of my hand. I leave that much extra string, if you can see here, and that tells me that's going to be enough string to wind around that post. Your hand width may vary. So here we put a gentle kink, and we begin the winding process. Let's see if we can zoom here. So you put the string through the hole, a gentle kink, and begin your winding. The first wind goes over the string that just went through the hole. The second wind, or as you finish your first wind, so that's like the first half wind, and as you finish that, now you go under where that string went through the hole. And this is what happens. There we go. So these two strings, these two windings, are on the top and the bottom of that string coming through, and they are going to push down like a sandwich. So the post is hourglass shaped, meaning it's more narrow in the middle, than it is on the top and the bottom. And so that string on the top is going to want to be pulled down, and the string on the bottom is going to want to push up a little bit. And that's going to make the lock that stops anything from wanting to move. You put a little kink in the end, and then you can trim off your excess. You get your string up to tension-ish. You take a guess. Get out your little tuner. Double check your guess. It was a little flat. Then, you're not done. I go back over here to the pin and make sure the pin's still seated well. So now we're at 2.5 winds around. That's okay, especially for the low string. Don't want too many winds. You don't want those winds getting on top of each other. They need to be consecutive, and they need to want to center in the middle of that hourglass. Then I give the string a nice tug. The tug tightens this up a little bit. The tug will seat your ball nicely, and now we're down a step. And then we do it again. And we give it another tug, and then we'll be down usually like a half step. There we go, we're back to tension. And I go through and do all the strings before I do this. Then I give a tug, and now we're just a little flat. After I did a tug again, that means things are tightening up nicely. So, we can leave it like that for now. No mystery here. We like to do the over-under. 1/2 wrap on the top, all the consecutive wraps on the bottom. Put a little kink there, and then when it's time to cut the string, cut it back from where you put the kink. That kink will help the windings from coming unwound. And then some people like to, and it might be a good idea, to press down on it to make sure no one catches their finger on it, so that the sharp part points downward. I have to admit I don't always do that. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hope it was informative. Just to recap, luthier is not my preferred way. There's more than one way to do this. This is how we did this today. There's a few other ways that are acceptable, but do not put too many wraps around your post. 2 or 3 are fine. Not too little either. You need a couple of wraps at least. So some people, go halfway around the post, like there was a locking thing on it, or some people only go once around the post. That's not enough. You need a few times around that post. You need consecutive wraps. You need so many. You need it so that it lands in the middle, and that the string, the consecutive wraps go downward, and that you get that downward pressure here, like I was talking about on that Strat. So, Gary's Guitars. Don't forget to watch all of our other videos. Don't forget to leave an angry, hateful post if you love the Luthier's Knot like I don't. And we'll see you soon.